A while ago, we did report that the Swiss public pool in Porrentruy was not so public for foreigners anymore because they had to ban any foreigners from the entrance to the pool. And the reason for this was there were groups of young migrant males coming over from France, crossing the border, entering the small town of Porrentruy and go to the public pool. And of course, they were causing a lot of troubles. They didn't respect the rules, they start to fight and harass young women. And it got to a point that, women didn't feel safe anymore to go there. That's why the owners of the public pool, they had to react. They had to do something. So after banning more than 20 people, as it is written here, and also hiring some security personnel, they still had the same problem because people just kept entering and they would start fighting with the security personnel. So what they had to decide is we ban any foreigners of entering the public pool. Of course, the political left had a meltdown. The Eidgenössische Rassismuskommission, it's like the Commission Against Racism, they said this is racist, you can't do it, it's discrimination. Same as this guy here, Christian Zimmermann. So he said it's not fair that now everybody is affected and no French person can now enter that public pool anymore just because a fraction was causing a lot of troubles. But it's the same with all foreigners and all migrants coming into Europe or Germany or Switzerland in specific with good intentions. Everybody is now affected because there's a small fraction of these fundamentalistic Muslims from mostly from countries from the Middle East and North Africa, which is causing a lot of trouble because they have this death-loving ideology. They come here, they don't want to integrate, they want to separate, they want to Islamize the West. They want to Islamize Europe. So they don't want to adapt to our culture. They want to destroy our culture. And it's exactly what's going on here with the public pools. Because going to a public pool in Switzerland, in Germany, I don't know, maybe in France and Italy anyway, because they have the seaside, they have a real beach, like Germany also has a beach, but it's up north. Now Switzerland, we don't have a beach, right? We are not touching the sea anywhere. So these public pools are very important for us. We also have a lot of lakes and rivers, and this is deep. This is rooted deep in our culture. And again, here we have the same people who are causing mayhem, and they want to destroy this part of our culture. They want to take the fun out. They want to Islamize us. They want to Islamize our experience that we have. Because, people, especially the girls, they don't feel safe to go to these public pools anymore. If there are too many male migrants with this crazy death-loving ideology. Now, as I said, the opinions were divided. Some people say this is racist and it's a discrimination, and other people were clapping and say, bravo, well done. Finally, somebody is doing something against this because, we have to defend ourselves. We have to defend our culture. We have to defend our daughters. We have to defend our sisters. It's impossible. What is going on here? So, as I told you, in this small example in Porrentruy, they also hired security staff. Now let's have a look, for instance, what is going on in Germany, in Berlin, at the public swimming pool. Check this out. You see how many police is there? Now this is getting normal, and that is also a point where they were, thinking about in Porrentruy, okay, we could hire more security staff or call the police and shit, but just imagine, we go there to have a good time. We don't want to see security guards with arms or dogs or I don't know. This is not the vibe that we want to have. As I said, this is in our culture. In Europe, in Switzerland, in Germany, it's deep in our DNA. We even have a name for the weather. Like if it's nice weather outside, like beautiful and hot weather, we even have the name. Because in Switzerland, we call it Badiwetter. You know, it's weather to go to the bathy, the body. That's how we call it. So this is even a term that we use for beautiful weather. I can say this even if I don't want to go to a public pool. I can say, oh man, today is nice body weather. Today is really body weather, you know, and everybody will know, oh, it's hot today. Like it's so hot that actually you should go for a swim and cool down at the body. That's it. So let's have a look. In Germany, of course, it's even worse. It's much worse. In Switzerland, we had this one place. They then said that, you know, not everybody knows how to act because they're not used to it. Of course, they wanna, you know, protect those people and say it's not their fault. Actually, they're the victims, not the young girls who are being harassed by 4 or 5 Syrian males and being touched all over because they don't know how to behave. They think like, yeah, we can do this. It's normal, you know. So they say like here in Switzerland, did they also have to do this in other bodies, in other public pools? The answer is no, they didn't have to. One place, though, I was interesting to see is here, Basel City, because Basel City is right next to the border to France and Germany. So there are a lot of migrants, possible migrants coming in from France and from Germany to go to Basel. So there is a place there, and they say, no, we don't need to ban foreigners. There are no rules which would only say Swiss people can enter. It's not a topic, but we know from other reports that especially this place, this swimming pool in Basel City, where we're talking about, they have problems. They have problems with young migrant males from France. So they just don't want to talk about it. We had it also here last time. The guy here that's the president or something from the community. He just didn't want to use the words and say the word that these are migrants, but we all know, right? We all know. So there's also funny stuff like, this thing here, this poster here. You see this? Where they say, stop. It's forbidden to grab somebody at the place where they don't want to be grabbed. And you see the picture? It's like this German lady who is grabbing the back of a migrant with a disability. I mean, you can't make that up, right? You cannot make this stuff up. I mean, look at this. And it says, summer, sun, security. And why is it a turtle here? Tiki. You can say my name. So if somebody touches you unwantedly, just say the name of that turtle, Tiki, and the migrants will go away. This is according to the swimming pool in Porrentruy in Switzerland. A lot of people said thank you to the community. They were especially going to the community and say, thank you for doing this, because now we and our daughters, our sisters, our mothers, our children, they feel safe again, as it should be, as it should be. Now, here is an interesting thing, an interesting question. Now, here's an article that's asked, like, this is why more and more Germans, they rather prefer to go to a lake in nature instead of a public swimming pool. And he says, yeah, the media now wants to sell us that, yeah, this is just our love to nature. That's why we go to the lake. But it's not because of this. That's not the real reason, right? That's not the real reason. The real reason could be the fact that we have cases, a lot of cases like this one here, like 9. Wait, what? Sorry, I had to read it first because I haven't read it properly here. Okay, was a group of Syrian migrants in Germany, and after one day in the public swimming pool, there were 9 victims which were sexually harassed. 9 girls in one day, and it was in an area of Germany where the CDU is the strongest party. And wait a minute, CDU harassed girls in a public swimming pool? There was something. Check this out. So the minister, and I believe he's also part of the CDU party of Germany, the minister of Gelnhausen said after some Syrians, again Syrians, I don't know what's going on with those Syrians, several Syrians were harassing young girls, young women in one of these public pools in Gelnhausen. And what he said is that, yeah, like sometimes with the heat, when we have high temperatures, then yeah, also the temperature, sometimes we go a bit crazy. Sometimes we go a bit crazy with the heat. We know, everybody knows this. So it's not that bad. Like, not that we could say that we have a problem with all the migrants that our party, that all the leftist and globalists party is sort of forcing almost into Europe, coming in. Like, no. It has nothing to do with this. It's because of the heat. We all know it, right? when it's hot, like we all go crazy and start harassing young women. Who doesn't know it, right? I don't know, man. And the problem is not only that this is a very stupid argument, it sounds very dumb, not only, but also it completely ignores the fact that these people, the predators are coming from Syria. So you want to tell me they have problems with hot temperatures, in what we define as hot temperatures? It's not the same. They come from very hot areas where it's constantly, they have very high temperatures. So how come it has anything to do with the temperature that these people coming in groups, the young Islamists, the migrants, start harassing young girls and young women? Why? It's not because of the heat, it's because of their crazy ideology. So of course, yeah, let's go back here. Of course, Alice Weidel, she is demanding that these people get deported. And in my opinion, that's the only way. That's the only way. A simple way to solve a simple problem. It's a simple solution for a simple problem. We don't have to make it overcomplicated. These people, most of them, came into Europe illegally anyway. They don't even have a passport. Here is also interesting. Rising criminality in Niedersachsen, in the swimming pools of Niedersachsen. Of 780 cases, 2023, it has risen to 1,286 cases in the year 2024. A rise of 65%. 65%. And it also says here, foreigners are massively overrepresented. They now put it in these nice words to put it. And so for everybody who want to play the racist card, if you have an opinion like this, and people will come at you and say you're a racist. People will come at you and say you're a racist. It's discrimination. Now, no, it's not a racist, because I am after the ideology. I'm not about any race. I don't care which race you have. Okay, but I care which ideology you live after. If you live after a death-loving, Islamistic, fundamentalistic ideology, very backwards, and you want to Islamize Europe and destroy our culture and install Sharia law, then that's what I'm against. But I don't care which race you have. You could have any race in the world. I have no problem with you whatsoever. as long as you don't live after this ideology, because it's the ideology, it's not the race. So you can just shut your mouth with your racist card bullshit. So, thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye bye.